Well, Arsenal drew 2-2 with Liverpool down at Anfield. That is yesterday on Sunday, and we're here to bring you the player ratings of Arsenal players as far as that beautiful game of football is concerned. Very much end-to-end, a game of two halves. Arsenal controlling the first half, Liverpool coming in through and obviously dominating the second half, and obviously everything was that Arsenal won the second half, Arsenal won the first half and failed to win the second half. Even Liverpool, they failed to win the second half. That's why they scored only 2 goals to see to it that they really get level with Arsenal. Rokani David is my name. Good morning. How is Easter Monday taking you? I know you guys are really having a long day because most of you might have been out, and today people are not working. It's a holiday, and unless those are really running private businesses that aren't public but public ventures, and many businesses are really shut down and they're resuming work on Tuesday. I think this was a rest that was worth it, because from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days rest, not bad for the people that really watching this channel. Now, let's start off with the player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale, he's the goalkeeper of Arsenal. He had 40 touches, that is some good ball distribution, 8 long balls completed, great, 6 shots faced, 4 saves from close range, 2 goals conceded, 2 massive saves in the added time to rescue a point for Arsenal. Now, Ramsdale was so much pivotal in what Arsenal really got today, and he found himself in a position of really being the only person left to save Arsenal, and it shows you what quality brings to the team. You know, if it all goes down well and Arsenal wins the Premier League, the goal or that performance of Reece Nelson against Bournemouth and the saves that Ramsdale put in yesterday against Liverpool will be so much remembered on how they are so much pivotal in keeping Arsenal in the title race, because those 2 games looked like they had gone out of the hands of Arsenal. Yesterday, that game looked like Arsenal had given up. You know, they had said we are going to defend and obviously fight for 3 points. Then they leveled the game in the 87th minute, 6 minutes added, and Ramsdale had to put in 2 beautiful saves, even that of Konate that had an empty net, and obviously he chest passed the ball towards the goal, and obviously Ramsdale just found himself in a position of really pushing that ball off the goal line, and it really went out. So it shows you that Ramsdale really put in a very good effort, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Aaron Ramsdale, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Let's go to Ben White. I think not much activity coming in from his side, though I believe he had not really read well, he had not really marked his man, that is Firmino, for the second goal that Arsenal conceded, because I thought that what you should keep sight on a lot is the far post, and that is where Ben White was, but he jumped and obviously couldn't really reach that ball, and Firmino just headed in the back of the net. But obviously it resulted from Zinchenko being really sat down by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and obviously a cross was boarding onto the far post. But Ben White had a very good spell. I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10 for me. We go to Zinchenko. I think it's one of those games that Zinchenko is really going to go back and look at the clips and say, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me? Because he felt like he was suspect defensively. That's it. And he couldn't find those penetrative passes, though in the middle of the park, he always got those passes and really passed in very well. But he was not all that impressive. I think he succumbed to the pressure of the fans of Liverpool that we are really rocketing every second of the game, and I believe Zinchenko is getting a 6 out of 5 for me. 6 out of 10 for me. Ever since I started rating Zinchenko, I think this is the worst ever rating Zinchenko has ever gotten from me. That's it. Let's go to Rob Holding. Having played 3 games at home, and none of those games was played away from home, coming in through to be playing at Anfield, one of the hostile environments we've known, or atmospheres we've known for a very long time. Arsenal having not even gotten a point for the last 11 years, that is a decade plus 1 year. Rob Holding comes in through to replace William Saliba with a lot of pressure, you know, causing a penalty, and I think Mo Salah did him justice and never really made it count. So I think had a very brilliant display, and I'm giving Rob Holding a 7 out of 10. You know, coming out and really playing like how he played, it's a statement that he really has the potential to come in through and obviously become one of the best players at Arsenal. And maybe Arsenal shouldn't look way further than bringing in a right-footed centre-back. But Arteta will always not allow that. He will go in and really bring in a right-footed quality centre back to come in through under them, such that if at all Saliba is injured, then they can find means of really juggling it around. So I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Then let's go to Gabriel Magalhaes, solid. And this game, I kept my eyes to Gabriel Magalhaes alone, because I know how he capitulates when it comes to really these big games. But pressure never went onto his head. He just played his game very well. Though I think for the first goal, I've gone ahead to do something better to really hit that ball from Mohamed Salah. But I think he really had a very good game yesterday, and I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. That is Gabriel Magalhaes. He commanded that defense very well, playing alongside Rob Holding, who is really suspect, and really making him put in that impact, or put in the shift for the entire 90 minutes plus the 6 minutes that the referee added in through. I think he really had a very good command from that central defense. So I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Thomas Partey, I believe that defensively he closed down very well, though looked like sometimes Liverpool just found him in a 1v3 scenario, and he couldn't really, and he was helpless. But I think he did what he had to do, winning those balls, you know, passing, connecting the midfield to the attack. He was so much composed, you know, looked like this was something like easy for him, though I think he lacked a little bit of support with the likes of Xhaka and Odegaard, a midfield that I really believe that Fabinho never even had chance to really win the midfield battle, and I think Partey really had a very good job to do. I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Let's go to Granit Xhaka. Guys, I'm sorry to say, but I was not convinced with how Xhaka really played yesterday. The way he really lost his head towards the end of the second half, and he really saw himself into a fight of a forehead to a forehead with Trent Alexander-Arnold. That was really uncalled for. You are leading by 2-0. Trent just wanted to do that, to really see to it that he messes you up, and they were targeting him because they know that it's easy for him to lose his head, and he's one of those leaders on the field of play. So when he lost his head, almost, you know, leadership levels really capsize, and with the capsize, obviously, you know what happens. You know, you lose concentration in a game like that for a second, you concede. That's it. So Xhaka, to me, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. That's it. Let's go to Martin Odegaard. I think it's one of those games that you remember him being below his standards. You know, these are games we expect players like Odegaard to come in through and really shine, but he really looked suspicious amidst him being involved in the first goal. But how many things do you really go ahead and really reminisce about him doing on the field of play? I think even remember many things that he did, but one thing he did was to run on that field. But I never saw him really get that ball, take it to Liverpool. You know, he did a lot of negative passes. Positivity in his passing was really limited. I don't know why, and that's why I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. That's it. Odegaard, 6.5 out of 10. Let's go to the front three. Bukayo Saka. Tell me a player who was silent in that game. I'll really get out Bukayo Saka, though. For the first goal, he makes a very good run. You know, he passes into Odegaard. Odegaard passes into like Bukayo Saka, because Saka had made a very good run towards the 60th box area of Liverpool, but it was blocked by Virgil van Dijk. Then it really lands into the vicinity of Martinelli, and Martinelli just squeezes it slightly past the goalkeeper of Liverpool. So you might give him a kudos onto that. Then there is a chance he got, you know, and he failed to really locate Leandro Trossard. That's it. But I think I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. You know, going to Anfield and really getting a point for Arsenal, to me, I believe it was something great. Let's go to Gabriel Martinelli, a player that really created an assist and really created an assist, or created one goal and scored one. That is Gabriel Martinelli. So he was really having lots of moments beside that game, but I think he played his part, because if in the first 27 minutes, Arsenal were 2 goals ahead of Liverpool, then how come you don't come out and really thrive this man? That is Martinelli, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. That's it. He's there up with Ramsdale because he did the needful. But Arsenal couldn't defend, So I think Martinelli did his job, but he was failed by the defense of Liverpool. Then let's go to Gabriel Jesus. He put in a shift that was really required. He really put Virgil van Dijk down on several occasions. Konate, though Konate looked good on the day and he defended him very well, but Jesus showed us the quality he brings up front when he's really leading that line of Arsenal. He scored his 3rd goal in 2 consecutive games. It shows you how important and good he is, meaning that he's firing in left, right and center. That was his 8th Premier League goal, meaning that he's just 2 goals away from really hitting double figures for a side of Arsenal. So I'm giving Jesus a 6.5 out of 10 according to me, and he's really scoring in numbers and putting in lots of goals in that people really least expected him to do. But for me, I believe if he never got that injury, I think would have gone ahead to really do the needful. And guys, at Man City last season, he scored 8 goals in 28 matches. That's it. But at Arsenal, in just 18 matches, he's having 8 goals and 5 assists. At Man City, he played 28 games and scored 8 goals and put in 8 assists, meaning that he's just 1 goal away from surpassing the total number of goals he scored at City, meaning that that's really a very huge progress for Jesus. And I see him really as a player who still has like some 7 goals in his legs, and as some other assists. So he might hit a double goal involvement this season. That's it. So that is Jesus for you, 7.5 out of 10. Let's go to the substitutes. Kientieni looked solid when he came in through. I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. Jakub Kivio, he did all what he had to do on the night, and he really defended very well. 6.5 out of 10. Leandro Trossard, I think he really brought in a little bit of composure, but to me, I thought Jesus would have been kept on the field of play. Then you bring in Leandro Trossard because their connection was really great, according to me. And I think Mikel Arteta knew that maybe Jesus, having just returned from injury, it wasn't really good to keep him on the field of play for very long, because Liverpool had already started to target his right knee, and you saw was it Fabinho trying to knock him in that knee, in the tackle that saw Fabinho really get a yellow card. So I think Trossard and Jesus would have gone ahead to do a better job, because Saka was silent, guys. He was silent. So after that, I'm giving Trossard a 7 out of 10, because he came in through. The hold-up play was really great. The work rate was undoubted, and he put in a shift that Arsenal really required. Which other player came on? Because Tierney came on, Jakub Kivio came on, and Leandro Trossard. I think those are the only 3 players of Arsenal that came on the field of play. Zinchenko was taken off, for Tierney. Trossard came in for Jesus, and Odegaard was taken off. Then a player known as Jakub Kivio came on, and Arsenal switched to a 3-4-3 system. So after that, let's talk about the manager, Mikel Arteta. I think there are certain things he never really got right. I think Zinchenko would have been taken off around the 70th minute, and Kientieni to come in through, because by the time it was 2-1, and all what you needed was to really have it solid and make it solid at the back. But how do you make it solid at the back? You bring on Jakub Kivio, and then you leave Zinchenko on the field of play, because Zinchenko was suspect, and obviously he resulted into Arsenal conceding the second goal when Trent sat him down onto the byline. So I think for that he got it wrong. And I think keeping Bukayo Saka on the field of play, to me, I think it was something not called for. But obviously, I'm going to give Mikel Arteta a 7 out of 10. Going at Anfield, where teams like Manchester United have gone ahead to lose 7-0, Man City lost 1-0, and they get a point. I think that point was well much deserved for the team of Arsenal. So it's all left in their hands. They are playing West Ham away over the weekend, then Southampton, and then City. So for those 3 games, if Arsenal happen to win all of them, all win against Southampton and win against West Ham, they'll find themselves back to the levels of being 6 points ahead of City, because the Sunday that they play Southampton, the weekend they play Southampton, City will be playing into the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and they won't find themselves playing the Premier League, meaning that Arsenal will have a chance to overtake them. So, my man of the match, Aaron Ramsdale, guys. But if I told you, tell me Gabriel Martinelli, I'll admit. But I think Aaron Ramsdale just kept Arsenal into the game to really secure that point. So guys, your reactions on to Liverpool versus Arsenal player ratings are welcome into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord enlighten your day and get you the best that you guys deserve and all what you are yearning for in your lives. My Muslim friends, Ramadan Kareem.